Part 2 of demolition, ceilings, floors, and walls. The second part of our demo process was removing the ceilings, the floor, and the walls. A couple friends came over and helped us remove all the roof panels. After we removed every single screw with either a drill or a cut-off wheel, we found out there was a little bit of insulation behind all the panels. So after taking down the ceiling, it was time to remove the floor. We rented this huge tool from Home Depot. It's basically a jackhammer with a sharp blade at the front. After cleaning up the bus, I went ahead and tried to use this machine to take up the floor myself. Now our floor was basically rubber glued down to metal. So after reading the instructions, I tried to operate the machine, and I just wasn't heavy enough. And since every action has an equal and opposite reaction, that jackhammering of the machine was basically bouncing the bus and I couldn't get under the rubber. And Papa Williams, he helped me rip that floor straight up. I used my hands and he leaned on that machine until everything was up a couple hours later. I got a phone call from Uncle Alvin. I took that, so you see me at the window in a second. I wasn't taking a break. I was just talking on the phone, and then we knocked the rest of it out. Teamwork makes the dream work. So the next day, Taryn hopped on there. Super Taryn, she grabbed the angle grinder, and after I had to remove the first half of the feet, she went ahead and cut out the second half. Unfortunately, the camera dies, so you can't see her put in work. So there's a box at the back of a rear pusher, and it houses all of your transmission and engines. And the insulation around it was disgusting. In the front, we moved out all the panels that housed all the air mechanisms for the door and all the different mechanisms for the front of a school bus. If you're liking what you're seeing, please subscribe, okay? So we began the next couple days to get the side panels out. We moved the RV across the street into the driveway so you can see a bit of the house in the back. And I got on and began to pop off these panels. Some of them were easy to unscrew and some of them required cutting out. So like they were old or rusty. Some of them were stripped. So we had to just use the angle grinder. At one point I lifted up my helmet, my face mask, and I got caught in the face with a shard of metal.
I tell you what.
So I'm thinking about cutting all of this out because this piece of metal here is folded up under the window. But we've got to take the windows out anyway. And I think there's probably just like 4 screws going to be holding this in place. I'm going to cut it out. So now we had a clean slate. We're ready to rock. We're ready to begin. We wanted to insulate that back piece though. So we bought a new form of insulation. It's a car thermal and sound insulation, and it's used nowadays to do exactly what we needed to do. So Taryn installed it. She glued it down, cut it out, and it looks perfect. Since those mechanics are housed under there, it gets loud and it does get hot. So you want to keep that, quiet. I know somebody remembers riding on that back seat in the bus and it was always hot. So the driver's seat was the last thing to go. We grabbed that out pretty quickly. And we had this wonderful looking cleaned out bus. Please subscribe to our channel and watch us in the future. And I want to say a special thanks to everyone who helped out in these early stages. Pops, man, you're a blessing. Stefan, appreciate you coming through. And Justin, it's always a pleasure. I'll teach you anything you want to know, brother.